Yeah, hi friends. Doc South here, and whew, what is this now? We're into late October, right? Yep, late October, and of course Halloween approaches. Now, there's nothing wrong with Christmas. Great holiday. Thanksgiving, eat all you want, kid. You know that kind. Yeah, but boy, for sheer youthful exuberance, I guess would be the best way to put it. I got to say, Halloween always, for me, took the cake. I can't speak for other kids, but for my brother and I think my brother would agree, my kid brother Ed, um, Halloween was the bomb. Yep, we would make plans, oh gosh, at least a week or two in advance. We would have, we worked a way where we could do costume changes. Yeah, along the way. Maybe maybe we have one costume under a long sleeve shirt, which was already a costume, and then so you'd if you got a good house, you'd you'd kind of hide somewhere, maybe in the bushes, and redo the costume, and then go back and get more. Yeah, it was stuff like that. We also found that it was good to be the last kids on a street. Well, be the first kids on the street, but also be the last kids on the street too, because a lot of times the families, well, they had all this candy, so they just really dump it into your sack. And by the way, we didn't have just a namby-pamby, like a shopping bag. No, no, we would have like duffel bags. It was like it would be like pillowcases. We would actually, yes, we would get a typical pillowcase and make sure there was no holes in it. Big, because one year we did have a bit of a tragedy. Somehow we got paper bags and it rained. Yeah, and before we could get home, the candy just dropped out of the bottom. We're along the side of the road, stuffing candy down our shirts and stuff, trying to, make sure we got it all home. And then when we got home, we'd stuff it in a big bowl, and we would have if we hit well, if we did our job well, we would have candy. Our candy supply would be great till sometime around Valentine's Day. Sometime in February, we'd be running low. Yeah. Hmm. And you just no other kids want to go around soaping windows. No, not us. No, sir. We knew not to bite the hand that feeds us. No pranks in our case. We just run. We just kind of sneak past the hoodlums in our respective classes and hit those doors. Uh, Ring the bell till someone came. And a lot of times too, we'd have money. Yeah, sometimes if they ran out of candy, they'd throw you a quarter or something, which back then was big money to a kid. And you could, gosh, with a quarter, you could get 5 candy bars, right? They were like a nickel back in those days, and so it was, oof. And you know who gave us the most candy in town was the dentist's wife, Doc Fry's wife. I can't think of her name now. She's a little tiny lady, but she would dress up like a witch with like dry ice coming up, smoking out of a cauldron. And yeah, and she'd be hollering out chants and stuff. Some kids were afraid to go there. We knew she was just Miss Fry and she was fine, but some of the younger kids weren't quite sure. They go screaming out, into the street after just daring to knock on the door at her house. And but no, she'd have sacks of candy. I guess her dad figured it was good for. I mean, her husband figured it was good for business. Get those juji fruits and stuff in between the teeth. It was absolutely amazing. We had the best time on Halloween. And a lot of times it was, Mother Nature would provide some spookiness. There'd be these, quite often we'd get a full moon on Halloween for some reason, and there'd be these weird cloud formations in the sky. If you just look at a typical cloud, you can find something spooky about it, especially at night. I know one year we looked up. I looked up at the moon and I said, "Oh my God, Ed, look!" And it actually looked like a skull. Yeah, there was like the moon was coming out of one eye, like the left eye. Mm-hmm. And and yet there was this skull around it with like a jaw that the wind was kind of like that. And then there was like two clouds that came by that covered the face like that. Huh? Oh yeah, man. My brother almost cracked. It was almost more than he could stand. and and me too. We were both kind of, actually we were both kind of, I may as well admit it, I was kind of shook too. And I'm the older brother. We both took off running and got home. And then we realized, what, are we stupid? It was just a cloud. Let's go out and get more candy. Yeah. Sometime around 10 o'clock at night, we'd come home. No, it wouldn't be that late, but, we'd be up to maybe 8:30 getting candy. And a lot of times, if you were some of the last people to hit a house, I may have said this earlier, but they'd want to get rid of the candies. They just, where's your pillowcase, kid? Hold it up, and they just dump it in. And again, like I said, sometime around Easter, you'd be finally done with the last Mr. Goodbars in the sack. It was great. Of course, my mother and father would take their toll. They'd be digging into it too. But hey, they're your folks. They they may not have realized that we had another pillowcase somewhere in the basement, or under our bed. It was we Ed and I were pretty good at trick or treating. Again, I don't know. I guess kids don't. Do they even do that anymore? I don't know. I guess maybe some places, but eh. And no, we never. I don't think we ever vandalized anything. We knew better. We knew better. and 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 worked Halloween like kids should. Worked it hard, worked it well, and had belly aches for at least a month from all that candy. Anyway, I'll see you later. Happy Halloween. Bye now.